Hey, what's up, everybody? I know a lot of you guys are right now, we're all going through a bunch of crazy changes in the world, and a lot of us are cooped up in our houses. And so we wanted to make something hopefully helpful for you guys and productive. I have like the very first video with Gmoney 520
Yep,
in
yep.
years for an absolute wonderful time, hopefully, here with you guys. He had an idea to make a video to help everybody out with the circumstances at play. So I'm going to let him run with this. I didn't even, he's got a really great idea, so we're just going to roll with it and see how things turn out. But here's Gmoney for you guys.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you letting me chat with you for a minute, my buddy.
Oh, yeah.
If you guys haven't seen any of our old school videos, they are on his channel and embarrassing yet amazing.
That's right.
So check those
Gold.
out. But yeah, we started thinking about this today because so many of you and so many people all over the world now are dealing with a lot of isolation. And I thought, who better to talk about than our savior, XilentFlex? But yeah, your career is basically living in isolation. You get the benefit of getting to talk to a great community every day, but you are cooped up in your room all the time throughout the week for your work week. So what are
Yeah.
some things that you kind of do, for the viewers to know to keep yourself from going crazy?
Oh, okay. That's actually a really good point. So, all right. Although I will mention that I feel like I have been more and more comfortable being in my home, which is like a good and a bad thing, I guess, because it's easy to be really like a homebody. And the one good part about this experience being at working from home and stuff and being with Kira is Kira's very outdoorsy. She thrives being outside. And I think I can do both. I naturally am a little bit more introverted than her, at least in terms of like socially being in my own space here. So one of the things that I've learned that helps out a little bit, and the funny part is sometimes I'm not even very passionate about doing this, but Kira, inevitably, just by being around her, like she will get me out of the house a little bit more often. So for us, like, and I know like the social distancing and stuff is really important right now. So some of you may not be able to like go out and about really, too far. But I know that for us, sometimes just going out, and if the dogs aren't driving me crazy, or Kira, um, and obviously if we wanted to do this without the dogs, we could, to avoid having that circumstance at play. But being outside sometimes for just 10 or 15 minutes, even like when I mentioned, I sometimes do not want to go outside, but Kira really does. So I'll go out there with her. Like having the sun rays hit you, the sunshine, having, like you can hear the birds and you feel the crisp air. It's just a nice variation in your day if you're just at home all day. And even if you don't have the option to go outside, I think if you can open your window, read a book by your window, or if you have a balcony or maybe a porch, you can just put a chair on, and just kind of like be outside and enjoy the atmosphere. I think it's like it's a literal good way to have a breath of fresh air, and the change of atmosphere from being in a room with four walls versus outside where you can see the sky and hear the birds. I think it really helps quite a bit. So that would be one of my major tips. I don't know if you have anything
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah, I mean, definitely change of environment, change of scenery. I'm a fan of going outdoors too, and I realize, in this climate, it's not the best time to
Yeah.
do it. And I hate working out at home because I'm so
Oh yeah,
demotivated to
dude,
do
it's
it. It's
tough.
so boring, and I quickly can get on my phone, start texting or just
Yep.
looking at whatever. So,
Yep.
but I do try to work out a little bit and at least get, 15 or 20 minutes just to.
Being productive with your body.
Yeah, exactly. Different
That
type of production instead of mental, consumption of
yeah.
media or work or whatever.
Dude, I will say one thing that comes to mind that I think personally, like if especially if you're in a position where you have to be in your house, something that and you can comment on this too because I feel like you're probably on the same page, but something that's like for me it makes me feel really good even if I'm at home and I know I can't leave, or even if I don't want to leave, but I don't want to feel like a turd just being at home all day. Not that being at home all day means you're a turd. Just for me, sometimes I feel like I'm not being productive enough.
Yeah, you feel that
So,
way.
yeah, yeah. So, what I'll do, like, even if it's just with your cell phone or if it's with a book, I'm telling you guys, if you do something or some kind of an activity where you're making progress in life. It can be anything. It could be like
Yep.
improving with cooking. Just pick something and listen
Yep.
to a podcast, watch a YouTube video, improve your skill at cooking, or improve your skill at like you're socially developing your speaking skill. I mean, it could be anything. As long as you spend some time improving yourself or something in your life and getting your progress meter up, it feels really, really good. And if you're in the house, at least you're like doubling down on increasing your life experience.
Yep.
So I think that
Totally
helps.
agree.
Yeah.
Totally agree. Yeah, absolutely. Switching gears a little bit here.
Yeah.
So I was in your Discord channel, and we can put the link in the description below if you are not on the Discord yet.
Yes.
But
Get on it.
somebody was talking about the, concept of kind of keeping up with others in life, and it's the age-old thing of, oh, the neighbor down the street has a fancy new car. Why don't I have a fancy new car yet?
Uh huh.
Specifically, again, with you, you're kind of encapsulated in your own world, and in the age of social media,
Uh
I
huh.
think there's a lot of not pressure, but just opportunities to see other people pushing out this glamorous lifestyle that they
Oh yeah.
lead.
Yeah. Yeah. The
What,
perception.
yeah, the perception of that. How do you manage that personally and kind of keep the focus on, I'm on my own path. I don't have to keep up with every, seemingly all-star out there on social media.
So are you asking like how do I relate to, like not letting those things influence me? Is that
How do you manage that thought process? Because I think it's
I
easy to get caught up in, they're doing this, I'm not there yet. Why am I such a failure? And I
dude.
personally think that's such a wrong way to think about it, but it's easy to fall into the trap.
Oh my goodness, yes. Dude, I was there too. I've been there many times in my life. I think for me, the thing that makes the world of a difference is having perspective on on my goal and where I want to go. And having
Yep.
and it doesn't you don't have to have this picture perfect view. But if you just know like some of your big goals and then you keep those in focus, it can even be like one day, Kira and I would love to own our own house. I want to make
Hmm.
sure that the stream is sustainable inevitably. That's one of my all-time goals. I want to be physically fit and healthy with my nutrition, my diet, my body. So when I see these other people posting these things, I'm like, that's great. I'm like, it's exciting. It can be encouraging if you don't let it influence you in a negative direction and being judging yourself for not being in their shoes. But I know that for me, like, I for the first time in my life, I have a pretty decent amount of clarity. I know where I want to go and I know what I want to do, and I'm just so focused on that I don't like. I'm okay with what my goals are right now. Like, I don't need to be a millionaire. I know that I
Hmm.
don't need too much to be happy in life. I know what I do want to be happy. And I'm
Hmm.
just really focused on that. And I think the answer to all of that is patience. And I think getting older has taught me how to be more patient. I've also, in the last 5 years, I've tried enough different jobs and little business ideas where I've done well and I've gotten destroyed, that it's really just changed my perception of like you have to be patient and you got to do the right things to succeed. And I'm still not perfect. I have a lot of bad habits, but I've been able to see over the 18 months in streaming, even though I'm not perfect yet, I'm like, wow, it's working.
Yeah.
And it's working for a reason. And patience, if I didn't have a understanding of being patient from the beginning and I got impatient, like the 11th month out of the year was probably the scariest, one of the scariest months of my life. We almost didn't make it, but I held on. And now we're at 18 months, and we have had 7 months where we've been in the positive out of an 18-month journey, like, essentially starting a new business. And not every business out there can say that. So
Hmm.
that's what my response to that would be. I think patience and just having perspective and goals,
Yeah.
big or
That's
small.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah, phenomenal. All right, guys. Well, Flex, thanks for joining me, and thank you all for listening. I think that was a perfect little rundown for these rainy days, at least in the media and what's going on in the world. So, everybody stay safe and stay focused and take care of yourselves.
Make the right decisions, and you guys keep your heads up. Thanks again for joining us. And don't forget, We're live Tuesday through Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to about 6 p.m., give or take, plus 2 hours. So we'll see you guys there. Thanks again for watching, Mr. Gmoney and I. We'll catch you next time.